Okay, so right now let me go ahead and show you how you can actually build this section, the About Us part of this section here. Now, I'm going to try to make it something like this by putting a hand on here, and I'm going to make sure that there is no person on the right hand side because you can see the image of this lady over here. We're going to go for an image that's a little bit different. So let me go over here, and of course, I'm going to go ahead and delete some of this stuff. So some of this stuff we don't really need, especially these images. Now these images are in one column, so let me go ahead and delete this column here. And this column, I'm going to keep it, except for I'm going to delete one image. I'm going to keep this image. And over here, I'm going to say About Us. Come over here, paste my About Us. And over here, similarly, we need to make this 50 in size. The font family, I'm going to leave it as default. But in terms of size, I'm going to make this 50. And here on the text, I want to go back. I'm just going to copy this text because it was generated by ChatGPT. You can actually go ahead and generate your own text. Just ask ChatGPT, we are a news website or whatever website you're building, and give it a context. Tell it that I want you to write a paragraph to best describe our blog, and tell them what your blog is about. Now over here for this particular image, let me go to Canva and try to find something that will fit. But first of all, we have to find a background image. Now for the background image, let me go and I have a Canva window opened. I'm going to go for 1920 by 800 pixels in size. And let's look for something that has to do with About Us. Of course, it has to have blue colors in it because I want to keep, like I said, I keep repeating this, I want to keep the same design. So here, if I go, not About Us, and yeah, so here if I go to Photos, About Us, I need something that doesn't say About Us in it. So here we have a bunch of images. In fact, what I would think to do here is probably go for news. Let me go for news, and perhaps I'm going to take some of these images. Right, so here, let me scroll down, see what more images we have. Okay. Let me try to find something here. So scroll down. We have this image right here. I'm not pretty sure it's going to do well. Let me try it. So set the image as background and let me download. I always like to use buildings and a background when it comes to the About Us section. I think this image is not so good. This one caught my eye over here. So I'll just download this first. So let me download it. And you can see that it has that color, that dark blue color to it, which is exactly what we're looking for. So here I'm going to go to Style. Make sure that you select this section. Click on Classic. Let me choose the image right now. So I'm going to go upload this file. Scroll to the top. And click here. And there you go. We have our image. So let me insert that. And then scroll down here. Full image size. Position. Center. Right. When it comes to repeat, no repeat, display size, cover. I'm going to take this, but first of all, I think I have to add an overlay. So I'm going to click the section, scroll down to background overlay. And we're going to add an overlay. Let's make the color of the overlay blue, dark blue that is, like this. And of course, I can add more opacity to it, making it something like this, and I'll click this this About Us heading. I'll go to, let me click this, Style. In terms of color, let's make it white. Let me click and make sure that it is centered. I'm going to click this one as well and center it. I'm going to click this text. Now I'm going to keep the text not centered, but I'm going to change its color to white. So white color. I think if we center it, it would still work. would still work fine. You can justify it. Justifying it might make it just a little bit more better, but I'll just leave it at the left position because I think it's already good. Now over here, I think we're going to have to go now and find an image for a hand holding a mic. So I'll open up a 512 by 512 window. And of course, let me look for the image that I need. Over here on elements, let me go to elements and let's look for hand holding mic. Not Mike Tyson, it's Mike. And go to photos here. So we have plenty of images of hands holding mics. I have this one, it's pretty good. Let me click it. Let me scroll down to see what more images can we add. Let me see. All right, so here we have a bunch of images. All right, so I'll just go with this one. I think it's pretty good. Now I'm going to click that image, edit. I'm going to add some contrast to it. I'm going to click on adjust. Now here, when it comes to contrast, let me add some contrast. And of course, I'm going to rotate the image like this. Put it here. Like this. Make it just a little bit bigger. And there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this image with a transparent background. And let me go back to the website and add it over here. So I'm going to select this image right here. I'm going to click choose image, upload files, select file. And then over here, let me add my image. So we have this, paste. There you go. Paste. So I have this image except for the fact that it needs to be closer to the right hand side, because if you noticed, if I go forward now the hand looks a little bit not that cool, right? Now, one thing we can do, we can stretch the image and make it bigger, or I can get it closer to the right hand side. So if I click on the image, I can go to advanced, unlink values together. On the left hand side, let's add a minus margin, not minus actually. Well, let's try 50. If I do that, right, so 50 doesn't really do well. I think I'll just keep the hand over there, right? So I'm just going to update. I think it doesn't really look that bad after all, because if we're just going to try to, do this to perfection, it's not going to work. So next, I'm going to show you how you can build a blog page, right? So the blog page, kind of like this one here. So if I scroll to the top and if I click on the blog page, notice that a blog page will be opened with a sidebar. And I can show you how to achieve that using the customizer of the Astra theme. So it's not going to be difficult, right? So, but first of all, let me go ahead and optimize the home page. So next, just like I said I'm going to be showing you how to build the blog. Sorry for that, but next I'm going to be showing you how to optimize this page here for mobile as well as for tablet, right? So see you in the next lecture.